Today, I want to talk about elevating your life in very practical, very attainable ways. Hi, I'm Wendy. I'm an artist, as you can see, and a writer. When people talk about an elevated life, it's often framed as something external: travel, money, upgrades of some kind, or status. But in my experience, the richest feeling lives are often very simple lives, lived with care. They begin at home. Your home is where your nervous system rests. It's where your faith is practiced quietly. It's where your real life happens. And when your home feels calm, intentional, and honest, your life begins to feel that way too. The Bible says, "By wisdom a house is built, and through understanding it is established. Through knowledge its rooms are filled with rare and beautiful treasures." Those treasures don't have to be expensive. Often they are peace, order, beauty, and meaning. One of the simplest ways to elevate your home life is through tidying up, not in a harsh and perfectionist way, but more as an act of care. A tidy space doesn't mean a spotless space. It means a space that supports the life you're living now. When surfaces are overwhelmed with stuff, your mind feels overwhelmed too. When things are put away with intention, the space feels calmer, and so do you. Start small. Organize one drawer. Tidy up one shelf. Take all the books and knickknacks or whatever off one table. You don't need to do everything. You just need to begin. Tidying is not about control. It's about making room. Room for beauty, room for rest, room for the life you actually want to live. There's something deeply pleasing to God about tending what we've been given, not obsessively, but faithfully. It's almost an act of gratitude. What about being organized? Well, how about if doing it in a way that fits you? It doesn't have to have one correct look. Some people love labeled bins and systems. Others need simple, visible solutions. Some want minimal storage. Others want cozy abundance. The goal is not aesthetic perfection. The goal is ease. Ask yourself, can I find what I need easily? Does this space support how I live my day? Does this make life feel lighter or heavier? An elevated life feels uncomplicated. And for organization, my mother's is my example. And I didn't realize how organized she really was until after she passed away and we had to clean out the house. But I remembered that she could be sitting in the living room. You could say, "Mom, I need a little strip of ecru cotton lace." And she would say, "It's in the second drawer in the sewing room, over on the left side." She just knew where everything was because she was organized. When your home is organized in a way that fits you, your energy is freed for more meaningful things like creativity, connection, prayer, rest, or just doing things you love. There's a verse in 1 Corinthians that says, "For God is not a God of disorder, but of peace." Peace doesn't require rigidity, it requires alignment. What about decorating? You decorate with color? How about decorating with colors that make you genuinely happy? This is another way to elevate your home life. It's to surround yourself with colors that make you happy. And that means not what's trending, not what someone else prefers, but what lifts your spirit. For example, the gray paint trend came through, and I think it's kind of gone out again, thank goodness. I actually dislike the color gray, and the thought of painting my home gray made me feel faint. But years ago, I painted my living room, dining room with rags in a pattern that looked like old stucco in an Italian home. And it's a very soft, kind of old rose color. And I've talked to my husband, who worked as a professional painter for a long time. Sometimes we're like, should we paint the living room? Should we paint it? But we said, you know what? We both like it. Color affects mood more than we realize. Soft neutrals can calm, warm tones can comfort, blues and greens can restore, light can soothe the soul, and my living room makes me happy. Your home does not need to impress. It's a good thing because I don't really try very hard to impress. It needs to nurture. When you choose colors and textures and objects that bring you quiet joy, your home begins to feel like a refuge rather than a responsibility. There is nothing frivolous about beauty. Beauty points us back to our Creator. Let's talk about letting go of what never felt like you. One of the most elevating and freeing things you can do is to remove items from your home that you don't like, but have kept maybe to please someone else. This might be furniture you inherited but never loved, decor chosen to fit an old version of yourself, gifts you felt obligated to display, items kept out of guilt rather than joy. Letting these things go is not ungrateful, it's honest. Your home should reflect who you are now, not who you used to be or who others expect you to be. Living truthfully is always pleasing to God. In Psalms, there's a verse that says, "Surely you desire truth in the inner parts." When your outer life matches your inner values, a deep sense of peace settles in. And here's something I would like to suggest that you try: seeing your life as a painting. I like to think of life, and especially home life, as a painting in progress. You are the artist, your days are the canvas, and every choice adds shape, color, and texture. You get to decide what stays, what goes, and what the mood of your life feels like. Some lives are light and minimal. Some are layered in textures. Some are quiet. Some are warm and lively. There is no single right way. An elevated life is one that is coherent, where your surroundings, your schedule, and your values all tell the same story. God delights in creativity. Did you know that? He's the ultimate creator. And when we shape our homes and our days with care, gratitude, and intention, we're reflecting something of His nature. Now, you can also elevate how you spend a day. An elevated life is not created only through decor, it's created through rhythm. How you begin the day, how you move through it, how you choose it, and how you close it. Simple shifts can change everything. Slowing down morning routines, for example, which is something I've done. Sitting down to eat, which I pretty much always do. I don't really stand in the kitchen eating or eat while I'm running out the door. Doing ordinary work with care, creating small daily rituals, like making your coffee in the same way. There is something deeply rich about not rushing when you don't need to, about stopping before exhaustion for sure, and not pushing yourself, about allowing rest without earning it. Psalm 91:12 says, "Teach us to number our days, that we may gain a heart of wisdom." Wow, what a great verse. Wisdom often looks like choosing enough. An elevated home life is not about perfection. It's about intention. It's about creating a life that reflects what you value: peace over pressure, beauty over excess, truth over obligation. You are allowed to shape your home, your days, and your surroundings in a way that support who you are becoming, little by little, room by room, day by day. Let me say that again. Little by little, that's like one dresser drawer, one sketch, room by room, where your full attention goes on that project, and day by day, because one day follows after another. When your life reflects care, honesty, and thankfulness, it feels rich, regardless of what's in your bank account. And that kind of life is not only beautiful, it's deeply pleasing to God. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel and click the little bell to get the notifications when I have new videos every week. And click the like button because that tells the algorithm that this is worth watching. And I'll see you next time.